Hello again, it's Bernardo here, and you're watching Vibe Code with me. It's this series where I'm reviewing a bunch of different vibe coding tools. And today is a little bit different than what I planned. In the last video, I told that I was going to stop with the graphical interfaces and IDEs, and I'm gonna go more into the CLIs like Claude Code and Codex, unless I had invite to Kiro. And well, I got invited to Kiro. So what is Kiro? Kiro is another VSCodium-based editor that is trying to be, the IDE for agentic coding or vibe coding. And I think it's made from the folks from Amazon. And I joined the waitlist a while ago, and I got an invitation, and I just want to go and test this video. So what Kiro proposes to do is, they have this blog post where they talk about vibe coding and specs, and there's a lot of people putting effort into these like spec driven development. Not that we never did spec driven development before AI, right? We always had requirements being written. These were always part of like good practices of software engineering. But now with the code being generated so fast, this is becoming more and more important. I think GitHub also released. So GitHub has the spec driven spec kit, yeah. So GitHub released this. So there's a lot of folks understanding that now we're gonna need better tools to manage the specifications. Myself, I've done honestly a really bad job at that. But like the whole way that I set up this project was trying to do a little bit of that, but I didn't put a lot of thought and effort into organizing it. So Kiro is trying to do like an IDE that thinks about this spec first design, programming, AI, vibe coding, whatever verb we want to put there. So yeah, so they talk about these ears, which is like requirements syntax, like user story. I don't know. I have a feeling that this is gonna be kind of like conflicting with my instructions that I've been giving other models. So I'm not sure if I should just like, oh, I'm just gonna follow whatever this IDE drives me through, or if I'm still gonna use the same like requirement docs and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, so they talk about that. They talk about like how they specs is a first class thing. I'm not sure if it's just like files in a specific directory, and yeah. But they bring some organization to the planning and execution. So yeah, so I'm gonna test that. Not sure what to expect, and I already installed, so I'm not gonna go through the installation because I received. I mean, you can likely easily find the link for downloading, but I guess you'll not be able to use it. I guess. But yeah, but what else they say here in the landing page that again is the spec thing is turning requirements, and then you collaborate on the specs and architecture. Oh, there's this like steps here: requirements, design, and task list. Okay, so there's this funnel of development that they are planning here. Maybe they have some specific prompts that they baked into it. They likely had some specific prompts. Oh yeah, there's this. This was an interesting feature that I saw the other day, which is the hooks. So imagine you have like you need to document your API and want to write something. Maybe you can say that anytime that you change like a open API YAML file, for example, it can then generate text that explains that. So it's kind of like these hooks. Anytime the file is saved, it runs through LLM. I think it's an interesting small feature. What else? There, agent autom. Okay, yeah. This is the hooks. Yeah, so they're trying to sell this idea of this is how you get to working like a working software, not just the vibe coding thing. This is software engineering, the agentic era. But yeah, I mean, in the end, it's pretty much the same thing. You're gonna have MCP servers. You're gonna have an agent. Like they have also inline suggestions. They have this thing like steering documents regarding like it's pretty much the instructions, right? Like they would pass to something else. Not sure if they say like, oh, this is a different thing. But yeah, again, so this is an interesting thing. This is really similar to what I've tried to do myself, right? I tried to have like a product overview and a like a technical thing. So I think everybody's trying pretty much the same thing on how to make these models understand what you want to do and adhere to the spec better. But yeah, we're gonna take a look as when we were setting up the project. What else? And yeah, again, it's compatible to OpenVSX plugins because it is a VSCodium-based editor. Yeah, I mean, everything else is pretty much, I guess, the same. So let's get started. All right, so I'm just gonna open Kiro. I think I already signed in. Yeah, I'm signed in. Yeah, okay. And I might need to, let's just take a look. Okay, need to open a folder. Yeah, again, this is VS Coding. I already installed Prisma. Yeah, so this is the agent. Yeah, they have these two things. They have these two modes, vibe and spec. Okay, interesting. Yeah, let's see how the context works. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of project setup already. Just gonna do what I normally do. I'm gonna do this mixed together, I guess, because it's easier. So again, we have this template here. We have this. This is the project. I'm just gonna explain then. So we are reviewing a bunch of different tools. Kiro was not here because I didn't have access to that, but now I should update this. Maybe we can update it already. Let's put Kiro here. Kiro. Kiro.dev. All right. Oh. All right. Update public keys. So I have all these tools that I'm testing, and yeah, we're gonna just copy this, use this template, create new repository. So this is the Expensify Kiro. And yeah. All right. So yeah, so this template here is what it has a bunch of like things like a product, some products, requirements, technical requirements, and then the test. I was trying to do exactly what was being done there. Again, I don't know if it's gonna be fair for me to not use these things and just use whatever they use, or if I don't know. Yeah, I have mixed feelings. I think I should try. But on the other hand, like there is this interesting thing that I've been thinking about, which is if all these editors they push towards a specific editor, specific way of working and designing, it kind of like if you're working on a team, like does it mean that all like the whole team has to use the same editor? I guess this is what they want to, right? They want to have like everybody on the same editor so they sell more subscriptions. But it just feels weird that like this vendor lock-in, and I don't think I like that much. That's why I like what Zed did with the integration with Cloud Code and Codex. So okay, you're gonna have vendor lock-in on the agent, but at least the editor, because again, it's sometimes you're gonna be writing the code, right? At least that part is personal. So I don't know. I have some mixed feelings with that, but let's just go with it. All right, so I copy this. We have. All right, just gonna clone this. I'm not sure why this is say like generating. Interesting. Okay. Let's open the terminal. We have git clone. And all right, let me just authorize that. And all right, let's open a project. GitHub. Expensify Kiro. Okay, let's see what we have. I trust the authors. We have specs. Hooks and MCP servers. Okay, so yeah, we can. What is this MCP server fetch? Well, I guess we might need that to. I don't know. It just gave me that. I don't know if I should. Okay, I'm just gonna add the other ones. Again, MCP, and I just copy these two here. Oh, let me just do one thing first. Terminal, you can do mis install. Yes, I trust. npm install. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna paste it here. I just need an auto format. Okay. Save this. Enable MCP. All right, I think it worked. Perfect. Okay, so that was easy, the MCP part. Let's come here, let's delete the MCP thing. Does it have any, let's see the context thing. Okay, so it doesn't use, I hate that, honestly. Like, a lot of the other tools are using like Edge for context, but Windsurf and Kiro is using hash. Oh, has docs. Okay, so these already have integration with some docs. So I guess also using the LLM's DXC. So I can search Prisma. Can I have like? How do I configure these things? Like, is there an easy way to configure that? Maybe here, settings. Let me just drop this. Go to Kiro. Let's see what configurations we have here. Notifications, trusted commands, autosave. Oh yeah, now we're. Oh, Kiro is just this top part here. What models do we have? We only have Cloud 4. Okay, it's fine. It's the main one we've been using. All right, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna need this thing here. I think you can just ask for docs, Next.js. Oh, there's no Next docs here though. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, yeah, this was a bad thing. Like, I wanted to make this easier. So there's instructions here, and this is where I think like maybe I shouldn't do this, you know, because, and again, not sure if this would be fair to the other things, because Kiro is trying to define a workflow itself, and I feel like if I go here with this, I'm going to have issues. Like, I'm not gonna test what it offers properly, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this, and I'm gonna provide it with the docs that I already have, right? And see how it organizes itself. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Let's go to Kiro then. You know what? I'm going to. So does it have like a Kiro file? Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. All right. So I already have this architecture thing here. I'm gonna just ask a few questions, right? Is there any technical detail that is mentioned in AI/instructions that is missing from architecture.md? Yeah, let's just see what it does. Oh, interesting. I can do follow. What this follow does? Okay, this just follow the change. I thought it was a follow the thought process of the model. Okay, let me just see. Okay, actually, what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna make it simpler. I'm going to remove stuff from the docs. Specs, maybe concepts. Well, there's a lot to learn here. See, that's the point. Like, it has its own workflow. Steering. So this is kind of like the what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna remove all the workflow stuff. I'm gonna trust more. Yeah, honestly, I think, this might be a little bit unfair, but I want to test how it does. So I'm just going to move this to instructions, to technical, and then when I start vibe coding, I will ask it to detail this kind of stuff. I'm gonna stop this. All right. Okay, just click this generate steering docs. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it's reading the PRD main, it's reading the 001 EC3 stack, it's reading product. Okay, generate this file here. Interesting. Let's see the change. I like that it like automatically accepted it. Like it's like 3 changes accepted, but like I was never prompted to accept it. But yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do. So if I look at my the instructions, right? Instructions MD. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna go straight into vibe coding the project. Just gonna do a comment here. So let me just do git status. So do we have? Actually, we might have some like git thing here. No. What is this? Oh, customize layout. Oh, there's a Zen mode. What is a Zen mode? Okay. I mean, the UI is quite cool. Like it's cute, but it's just VS Code. Uh, yeah, and then like the whole button to generate steering things was just this message, or I don't know. Maybe there's something hidden. Let me just do one thing. Docker ps docker. Oh, so I need to close some stuff up. But I'm gonna be right back, and I'm gonna start vibe coding. All right, just got some tangerine, and we're ready to get started. Let me just try to restart the Prisma. But why is it failing though? Interesting. Why it worked in the first time, but now it's failing? Let me just restart this. Kiro. Let's see. Yeah, so it's connected. Look at that. This is interesting, right? So this is connected, or thinks it is connected. And if I try to restart, it fails. Not sure where it is, but yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna come here, and I don't even know what to prompt. Like this is so different. So I'm just gonna say, let's design the overall plan to implement this app. Okay, so it's creating a spec. Okay. Okay. It's interesting. It created a nice organized list of requirements. I like it. When an organization is created, role-based access control. As an organization, administrator want to control. But my question is like, will it do like everything in one like try, or should we? Yeah, I'm just afraid that it's gonna try to do everything at once. But I guess that's what the task list is for. Yeah, let's see how where that leads us. Okay, let's let's see what we can do to avoid complex emailing scenarios other than the magic link that is already set up. Let's make so the invite flow is simplified. User register with email and can create orgs. when I'm inviting someone to an org, it shows up to the user based on the email used, but no email needs to be sent. I don't know. Okay, the edit was fast. Can I see the edit? Oh, interesting. There's a bunch of edits. It has one big diff that I can see. Okay, so this is interesting because it shows the diffs separately, like in a nice. Now I'm just confused with the requirement 1 versus requirement 8. Is the difference correlation between requirement 1 and 8 now? Let's see what it changed. I think we can remove requirement 8 and just make it as part of the foundational requirement 1. Okay, this is good. Okay, move to design phase. Oh, I forgot to commit the steering documents that were generated. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do like one big thing as soon as we get to the task list. Yeah, I like this interface. I like looking at requirements and maybe then yeah, I like the ideas. Building a system like this is something that I was interested in building. Just didn't put a lot of effort. I'm not sure how easy it is to create like a process and organization of information that fits like a generic need. Okay. All right, so we are in the design phase. Where does this? Okay, how can I find this thing? Okay, I go to spec, and I just click design. Okay, there's no task list. Okay, oh, it just created. Okay. How can I view this? All right. trying to define the domain models. Okay, have expense. We never actually got to the expense part on any of the other projects because honestly 2 hours were not enough. So okay, interesting. It already create like the API definition, but it followed gRPC for that. So yeah, okay, you're gonna have an organization router. This is a good idea, right? Like you can create like what the API will look like on a high level. So let's see, create, get by user. Okay, so I guess this is a list thing. Can I like bring this to chat? Oh, okay, maybe I should just come here. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, see, when I have something selected, if I select something, and I bring it here. Okay, can I add it to the context somehow? If I, okay, I cannot do what I expected it to do. Yeah, I guess, but I guess I can come here, do this, close this, and then do this will return a list of arms, right? Maybe we should call any of these list methods, these methods that return multiple results, list x, like list by user. If you have by user in the list by user, shouldn't the invitation list also be list invitations by user instead? An alternative is to assume things are authenticated. Is to move invitations to another router and have a list by user and list by we might also need 2 different types of listing invitations. Listing invitations for a given user that are pending. That is, the user can accept. To list pending for an org so that the admin can do extra things with that. Maybe we should consider moving invitations to its own router. Let's see what it does. Should we say org ID in the current section? Doesn't that create weird scenarios if the user have multiple orgs open? I know this is kind of like weird for this expense thing, you know, maybe we shouldn't even worry about it. Like a real B2B enterprise app will likely have like there's a lot of apps that allow you to have multiple things open, so you can have one tab in one specific org. Yeah, honestly, I don't have a opinion formed here, and I just want to see what it is, so I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so user has accounts, sessions, organization members, under organization, expenses, invitation sent. Shouldn't it have like... Oh yeah, because the invitations that we're gonna get by the user email. Alright. Okay, interesting. We're gonna create a customer type. Okay. The way we say we set up transactional testing is actually not correct. In test.ts, you can see how we set up the tests. We call the v.mock for the DB, which automatically set up a real DB behind it with transactional testing wrapping. Mocks the out layer is one with an actual mock. Then just do DB calls normally to set up the desired preconditions for each test, and can even assert after running the code the final state of the DB by just calling the Prisma find directly. We need to update that in the design line file. Yeah, I don't know why like the end, like the spaces here, like the I do like two and I don't know, it's just weird. Oh, it's still wrong. What are you doing? If I open the .test.ts, mock DB is just done with, and I could add it, but no. Oh my god, why you do that? The mock for the out is not. Okay, this is just like, why? Horrible. Yes, I think this is good. Looks good. Let's see. Move to implementation plan. I guess this. Okay, so I guess it's editing this tasks MD. So I like it. Okay, so it does pretty much, it has this structure and it has like a support for it in the UI. I'm not sure how much this is just like, you know, yeah, how many custom prompts it actually have, or probably how hard it would be to use that elsewhere. But I guess it's pretty similar to the GitHub spec kit, right? I guess it would be like a similar approach, right? Where you create the specs and okay, let's take a look at the task lists. I guess it's gonna be huge. Okay, again, this is what I don't like. Should we set up the database schema all at once from the beginning? I mean, I guess it's kind of like makes sense because of the approach of like this is one big spec. Also because I couldn't find like an easy way to split that into multiple specs. Yeah, in an ideal world, a lot of the things that are here in the design, like how we test things, should be moved to steering. And I don't think there's a way for me to split that. Like, yeah. Or should we be doing as we proceed with the prototype? See, so this is the thing. Like, I asked the question, and I wanted to iterate on that. Like, what do you think? What are your thoughts on like one or the other? And he's like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna go with what you said, and I'm going to rewrite everything, and then we're gonna work with that other view that you suggested. And this is like really different than working with a teammate, where you can, you know, throw ideas around and think about it. All right. Okay. Let's see how it is. Organization and organization member models to Prisma schema. Add organization role and name and active organization ID to user model. Create and run database migration for organization support. Requirements 1.2 and 1.3. Okay, has a link to the requirements. What are the requirements again? 1.1 and 1.3. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be doing these that detailed. Like, I wish I could like hover this and show something. But yeah, okay. Implement user session management. Okay, so this is the first time that I'm gonna be doing this way, like putting the organization in the context. Want to see how that goes. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be different than the current approach that I had. Create organization management, TRPC router, implement organization, create operations. Yeah, just wondering like how you can do this before you create this, right? How would we be able to see the benefit of test 2 before we even do test 3? Again, I'm just asking a question for it to explain to me, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna just change the order. You know, maybe there was a good reason for that, and this is the thing that makes me kind of like mad about LLM sometimes, that they just like, you are absolutely right, and then you might not be, but they are designed to please you. Implement organization member management, create invitation management system has a few things. Okay, add invitation schema, implement invitation acceptance workflow, implement admin invitation management. This is mention UI. Should this test also mention the UI that needs to be implemented on each of these steps, or should we assume it is implicit? What is done? Okay, he's still editing stuff. Okay, yeah. Alright, is just adding explicitly that. I think it's gonna be helpful for, you know, the next steps. Okay, I'm already 30 minutes in. 6:20. I guess I'm gonna stop at 7:50. Yeah, I'm gonna have dinner with a friend. I just sent him a message. All right. An interesting thing that I haven't yet paid for Kiro. Maybe I'm gonna have to stop in the middle to pay for it. What's in autocomplete? Oh, can I enable it? Oh, interesting. Like by default, it was disabled, the auto completion. Interesting. Like it's funny, like how it is taking a while to. Okay, I'm just following. It is still a bit. Why it changed? Oh, it had like a one big UI thing and a. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. Okay. So, all right. I wonder, like, is there any like metadata on these files? That dot Kiro specs. Kiro specs. Oh, I'm on the wrong place. That dot Kiro specs expense management. Yeah, no, it doesn't have any special metadata requirements. It's just a bunch of markdown files. All right. Design. Okay, let's just do git status git dot git commit project setup and planning. All right. Let's see what the fuzz is all about now. Oh, actually, I just realized that we should have had something to delete the posts stuff. Just realized one thing. Should we have a task to delete the placeholder posts related stuff after we have other examples on how to use gRPC? For example, after task that's the task one. Let's see if we can update it. What does this update tasks mean? Okay, just split up this into multiple tasks. Yeah, looks good. Okay, let's go with that. Commit-m small plan to remove placeholder code. Okay, let's go with start task. I wonder if it's gonna use the MCP, like the Prisma MCP. Oh, sorry about the noise. Just realized that I forgot to turn up the AC. My bad. Sorry. Okay. Hmm. Oh, where is this terminal? Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to do the CP. Yeah. Okay. Let's just do use the Prisma LSP instead. Let's see if you can do that. Not LSP. It's interesting because like the weight. Yeah, whatever. It could likely like just ask me to wait. If it asks me to run the thing, yeah, whatever. I guess. Okay, it generated the migrations. Perfect. Start language server. Okay, yeah, that's all right. Oh, it's writing. Oh, okay. Oh, it's here. Okay, let's see. Okay, marking the DB. Yeah, we'll run that already. 1 second. Okay. Create organization schema. It should validate valid organization. It should validate organization without description. Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay, that's an interesting take. I like to test the schema separately from the actual callbacks. Good, like these tests. I mean, why does it need to have these two things if it already? Yeah, but whatever, it's fine. Should return organization where user is a member. It's just doing. Okay, I'm not gonna read too much, honestly. Run. Why is it taking too long? Actually, I'm gonna go to package JSON. I'm gonna do the test run here. Let's do. Why is it taking that long? What is even going on? And run test reset. I forgot to do this, I guess. How can't you? What? Oh. Marker. Let me just stop this other thing, which is related to another project that I was working on. Okay. Yes. Wait. Hmm. Where's the nth? Hmm. Okay, I don't understand what's going on, I guess. Yeah, probably I think I should have done db push test first actually. But yeah, I guess I can run the test now. And this is mostly my fault, other than anything else. Yeah, alright. can run the test now. Don't need this. You can just do this and run. Interesting. I wonder where it saves the execution. Where is this view execution and view changes? No changed files. What do you mean? Can we commit the changes now? Oh, that was really bad UI, but whatever. Okay, now I understood what happened the other time that I was a little bit lost. Okay. Yeah, you can run that. What is this view execution and view? See on the docs, Kiro docs. Okay, the best practice. Update requirements. Either modify the requirements directly. Let me search for one thing here. Let me just come here. So what I want to let me do, let me close everything. I'm gonna do another chat. I'm gonna do refine the requirements, design, refine. No, that's not what I want to do. Cancel. Can I just add that we want to make sure type check and lint passes after every task is done. I don't know if it is the best place to add it, but just wanna. I don't know, let's just cancel, roll back. Then outline, architecture. Code quality. Before any task is deemed as completed, we need to make sure that meet. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna put this on the steering, I guess. Like a steering tag. Acceptance criteria. Before any tasks are deemed as completed, we need to ensure that tasks are testing, PM test, linter is passing, npm lint, and types are correct. PM type check. Just gonna add that and hope for commit and small global requirement to steering files. Whatever. Let's go back to the tasks and let's start task 1.2 and see what it does. PNPN dev here. I want to see these things getting created, and yeah, let's see if it's gonna work. Let's close this. Okay, removed some of the, okay. Let's test the app. Sign in. Localhost 3000. Oh, sorry. Localhost 8025. Let's sign in. Okay, organizations. Let it run the test. Let's create an organization. My org. Organization. Other org. Okay, have two orgs. Yeah, that was fast. I know it's just the basic things, but it feels progress, right? I guess we're gonna have some lint issues. Okay, I can see myself using, like I have like, I'm solo developing some projects for my wife. And I like this first class citizen, spec thing where I can come here, navigate to the task, see where I'm at. So I can see myself using something like that. I would rather use like a different editor. So maybe if I can, yeah. So maybe I should actually try the spec kit by GitHub and see how that looks like. Is there any like UI for that? Oh, okay, here shows. But yeah, let me not diverge too much. Yeah, it's pretty similar. So the specs becomes, there's a plan, there's a bunch of other things. So I guess this would be like a similar experience. But I'll have to test. I have to test. Yeah, actually, I should. Can I add this to the pre-approved list? How do I do that? Is there like a file here? Yeah. npm type check. Open settings. Okay. Just kind of like sad that these trusted things are like global, not per project. I'm not sure what a npm type check in one project might be. These are you saw these normally cause because the out module wasn't properly marked. Yeah, I guess when trying to fix one of the lint issues, because the thing was not being used, it just removed it, right? Like here. Yeah, it just removed the whole thing. PNPM check. What is PNPM check? Oh. I mean, it's just gonna run the same thing again, right? I wonder if I can add like a every time. Hey, another thing, like can I now see the changes? Like if I come here to task list, can I view the changes? Oh, it just got like this. Yeah, not great. Yeah, they need to improve on that. Let's go back to create new hook. Time a task is marked as up as completed by Kiro. Propose a new task. Propose a new commit. Create a new commit for that. Let's see if we can use that. Well, that's not the file, the thing to hatch. Is the Kiro slash backslash tasks.md, right? Actually, let me just delete this task so it doesn't get confused, and delete this as well. Yeah, honestly, I feel like we could just drop a lot of this and work just with this, with Kiro as like a first class thing. Yeah, I don't like this hook actually. I'm gonna leave it there. And do git add dot. Yeah, so close this. Let's commit the changes. Perfect. Let's go with start task 2. Okay, so it follows a task queue. So this task list is not this task list. Yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna cancel this. Yeah, these hooks things are a little bit weird. Why was going to execute at that moment? Like I haven't edited this file. But yeah, honestly, I like the approach here, the task, the UI. I think these are like a small things that makes the experience more pleasant and gives a little bit like a trust, right? Oh, it's doing like subtasks. What is it? Oh no, this is really bad. It's saving to the user. Okay, you know what? This is shenanigans. It's crazy. This is crazy. Wait a second. No, 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 no. Okay, wait a second. Cancel. Sorry to interrupt you, but it is crazy to add the current active org to the user schema. If we want to go the route where org lives somehow attached to the session, well, it should be attached to the session, not the user. You know what? Remember, I'm gonna cancel this. I'm going to remove the hook. The hook is just nonsense. What? What? What are you doing? No, 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 no. Okay. This is nonsense. Okay, cancel. Let's abort this task. Okay, honestly, I'm just gonna close this. I'm gonna do git status, git reset dash hard status. Yeah, gonna do this, remove this. What the hell is even going on here, right? Delete. 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 Alright. Git status. Alright. Okay, I'm going to back to the specs. Okay. What is editing? What are you editing? What are you doing? Okay. Want to edit the requirements a little bit to explain that we should allow one user to have multiple tabs viewing resources on different orgs in the same browser. That is, the org scoping should not be part of the session entity. Yeah. I see that you're working on a test that optimized for spec session. Well, why this wasn't part of the spec sessions in the first place? Like, I literally came here and said refine. I don't know. I don't understand how to properly do these things, man. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I need to delete this hook thing because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I just removed the hook because otherwise, as soon as we move to the tasks being updated, it would just go crazy. Okay, let's see the changes to design. Yeah, drop the switch context. What is the organization procedure? Can I see the full? How can I see the full diff design? Okay, can I see the full diff? Come on, it should give me like a way to see the full diff easily. But yeah, I'm just gonna read it again. The parts that are changed here. Okay, what is an organization procedure? Okay. Maybe instead of using input as any, we can use odd. It's the safe parse, right? I don't think we can define the input on a shared level like that. Guess we need to manually update. Wait a second. I guess this might work. Okay, before we go, I just want to check if this works. Let me just. Okay, we have organization here. Guess. Okay, I'm just gonna do a really silly thing, which is, let me open gRPC on the side, make it a little bit smaller. So, just gonna do. So the goal here, the idea that it got is to, come here and just have protect procedure. Okay, I'm just gonna do really silly thing, right? But yeah. Sorry, let's go to const named procedure. It's gonna be protected procedure dot input. We're gonna have named input schema. It's gonna be similar to this. Just gonna do named input schema, and gonna do this. Gonna do like this, right? And then what I will do is that let me do autocomplete, enable autocomplete, and see console.log input.name, and just do so next, right? I guess this is how we do, right? So go to design and then just do next context. Okay. Okay. Let's go to back here and do next context. Isn't that how you do it? Sorry, this is just me learning TRPC and then, but yeah. Oh, okay. Turn next context. Okay. And I guess we can do like, if I do named procedure, then I do, oh yeah, so it's gonna do this thing here. It's gonna be, oh sorry. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna do a named procedure dot extend. Oh, sorry, not named input schema dot extend. So if I do that, is it running? Okay, just gonna localhost. Oh, I'm not signed in. Okay. Info.com. Let's go to localhost 805. Okay, I guess I have to restart. npm ub push. Let's do this. Okay, create org. Another. Was it logged? Oh yeah, another. Interesting. Okay. So let me just roll back this. It's gonna be this. This is gonna be protected procedure. This can be deleted, and this can be z dot object. Okay, this is interesting. I like it. I like the design. I like the idea. What else? Okay, this is amazing. All right. Let's see what we're gonna update. All right, it's running. All right, let's see the changes to the task list. Oh, okay, I think it. What are the changes to the task list? Let's see. Okay. just editing some of the other stuff. Yeah, all right. I guess this is good. And I'm gonna close others. I'm gonna close this side of this thing as well. Gonna commit. All right. Git add dot git commit sm dated design strategy to use URL based org switching. Git push. Let's do the git push. Haven't done that in a while. All right. Let's start test 2. Yeah, honestly, I'm getting tired here already. Just want to see how far this goes, but you know, this is pretty boring in a good way. I still don't like to be forced to use an IDE for, you know, agentic coding. What I normally do in my day-to-day work is that I have Cursor, which is still the one that I'm using. I plan on changing to Cloud Code, but I didn't wanted to use a bunch of other things and then affect my first impressions videos, which is why I've been holding back on using Cloud Code. But I normally run both Cursor and NeoVim. I think I will also try out Code Companion using the agent client protocol from Z Industries, the one that was on the Z video. So I can have Cloud Code integrated with NeoVim. I think this is gonna be, I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be my setup because I like NeoVim. So yeah, so the take is, again, I think the same flaw as Windsurf and Cursor is, I think they're gonna do an average job at being a good IDE. This one, honestly, I think they have more chance because it being like Amazon, they have the resources, you know what I mean? And they have like huge teams that they likely gonna use this internally. So I think this has a better chance at that than Cursor, and also Windsurf, especially with all the drama around Windsurf. Yeah, honestly, okay, but my take is I think the experience here is really interesting. I like the spec driven design approach, but again, you can have that likely with something like Spec Kit integrated with Cloud Code, which is likely going to be a better experience, I guess. So yeah, I'm unsure whether I would recommend, but yeah, honestly, for maybe less technical people, this is already a step up, you know, like having something thought about, like, oh yeah, there's requirement design and there's likely some prompts they're gonna do, and then I guess they're likely gonna improve this over time. Yeah, they're creating a bunch of things. I just, okay, org ID page, org ID layout. Yeah, I'm just, oh wait, what? Are you really gonna write? Okay, this is great, honestly. URL based. I guess this is the beauty of like spec driven thing, you know, like it was explicit about, or you know, the routing and the tasks. It did a better job than I could probably have done doing this. Has a dashboard. I can manage members and configure policies. I guess this doesn't work, but yeah, I can come here. This eventually will work, right? I'm impressed. Oh, it's gonna do tests for React. I asked the others to not do it. I want to see how well this works. just showing code on. Yeah, it's not gonna work, will it? Oh, now it's just gonna be. Yeah, it's just gonna have so much context and you're gonna just hallucinate. Yeah. Yeah, I think just to not be unfair to Kiro, I'm gonna say to skip the UI testing for now. Because honestly, what I want to is to have oh, what? It just went totally nuts. Don't save. Oh, it just gave up. But it had good tests before. Why? We had a lot of great tests. What is going on? Hmm. Hasani, no, why are you doing that? Okay. Sorry to stop you there. Let's just take a step back on the tests. Let's review, check out the existing organization.test.yes from Git, and we can add new tests there for the changes we've made. Git checkout add src server API routers organization.test. Yeah, I'm just doing it. Yeah, again, this is like errors with file editing. A lot of the times they are just like I fixed the typo for you. Try again. Let me just run the tests. I'm just fixing it for you, man. Just fixing the test for you. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to just do it yourself. Just stop the AI from going crazy. That's sacanagem, cara. Na moral. This is like trying to be smart and then being really dumb. Like it's doing a bunch of edits, but it's doing a bunch of BS, right? Like look at that. Revert this. Let's see. Okay, this is fine. just goes wild. npm run pub check. npm run lint. Okay, to make our lives easier, anytime that, just gonna go in tag here. Anytime, yes, int complaints about React no unsplit entities, like when we have just replaced the string with a simple interpolation, so p can't do this becomes p can't do this fp. Or okay, I've added, just gonna send this here. Okay, this is just like, you can just run npm lint, run lint instead of searching code base. But let me help you with that. These are the offenses we have. Come on. Yeah, fixing linked issues. I had these problems with other editors. They would just like get crazy. Yeah, wait, TRPC mock find. Let me see if I can just fix this. Let's hold the result. We mark gRPC use query type safe. Yeah, this is why I hate this whole thing, man. Bunch of AI generated boot. Okay. Oh, really? Yeah, honestly, yeah, let's just do as any and ignore it. I hate that. Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's commit the changes. Yeah, I'm just vibe coding at this point. Let's go back to tasks, close others. Just fix this. Commit -m. Then attach no edit. Just close this. Let's go back to the tasks and let's go start task 3. Yeah, I guess what they likely would, I guess what the end game would be to say, hey, start all these tasks, and then I leave for like 3 hours, 4 hours, I come back and I can review the changes step by step. So I guess if they integrated with like Git in a better way, it would be a so much better experience. So yeah. But honestly, I like for it has a nice polished, implementation. One thing that would be cool, and again, this is something that Oh, so it should have access to CMCP. So yeah, it doesn't seem to have access to. Yeah, so this is like a small oversight. You see how Prisma technically already implements the the MCP things here. This is how Git VS Code was able to use them with Copilot. So wait a minute, have we already? Haven't. Yeah, it's adding like even tests to these things. It's interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna. This is better. Yeah, this is just fighting with TypeScript, and I don't like it. But yeah. I mean, we managed to figure something out. I don't like it, but honestly, I would be mad with the with mocking the API layer here at this point as well. I honestly don't think this test had much value, but yeah, we're almost done with the 2 hours, so I'm not gonna do anything. Okay, wait a second. It marked the task is completed. What have you done? Like, where is this even being used? Yeah, I can't do much here because I'm just gonna just gonna stop for now. Let's meet these changes. Yeah, so was not the fastest thing, but I think was the most well structured. Again, this is I guess the proposition of Kiro is the spec driven development. I had to learn a little bit how to use it, so it's not. So I don't think it's a fair comparison, like just how far it got. And also, honestly, I think it shouldn't be just about how far you create a bunch of code, but also how good the code is, and how we're going to how maintainable this is going to be. And honestly, I think this idea of like spec driven development with the specs being in the code base, a lot of times, I mean, people do spec driven development in companies, right? But normally, like the specs, they live like in linear, sometimes in some Notion documents or some other places, and then this context is hard for the large language model to get access to, and it's just not like intuitive for the model or for us to set up a way for the model to get this. You can use like linear, MCP and whatnot, but then it's much easier to just have the whole context here, especially if you have like a monorepo kind of structure. I guess if you have multiple repositories, it can be a challenge. And I'm not sure how this would work in these scenarios. Like, do we need to have then like maybe another repository for the specs? Yeah, I have questions. So I guess my take here is that, yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting experience. Okay, so closing thoughts. I think Kiro was interesting, but mostly because of the spec-driven development, right? And I think spec-driven development is something that we as an industry are trying to figure out. It's not that we never done specs, it was just not in the right places. Now there's a lot of questions that I have regarding to how well this would play out in team environments. Who maintains the spec, or who reviews it? Does it go to GitHub? Do we have like product managers now coding, or product managers are doing interacting with the agent in one end, and then the developers are using it somewhere else? But then does it mean that if you want to use this specific tool, that everyone needs to be using Kiro? And then it might be that you don't like, you like using like JetBrains because you like the debugger, and then you're likely gonna have two things open, and then I don't know. So just I have a lot of like questions, especially when it comes to teams, like how well this would play out. Again, this is my main issue with these tools. There are the IDE and the agent and the way of work. Like it's just bundling a bunch of things and makes it hard for me to recommend to to adopt in your team, in your organization, just because of that. You're not just buying the agent or this spec driven development tool belt or the IDE, or buying all of them together. And I guess this is kind of like the intent of these things, but I don't think these are the stuff that are gonna stick around for long, right? Like if you think about the reason why VS Code is so popular is because anyone can write an extension, and then it's mostly about like this extendable platform, and then there's a bunch of different like AI agents that you can bring into VS Code. So to summarize, I think I would recommend these maybe to solo founders or people doing side projects, and like you're doing something, and then this can substitute like linear and potentially Notion docs for a lot of the things. You can just have everything in one repository. And I guess for these things, you're doing a side project, or maybe you're less technical, but you still want to code. But so for this scenario where you're building your own thing for small, or maybe for really small teams, I think this can be great. Like, because you don't have to think too much about it. You're not like picking and choosing. Oh, I want to use this agent, and I have this preference for this IDE or whatever. So yeah, so this is why I recommend to less technical people. You need to be technical to be able to understand what the model is doing and to help sometimes. But for less technical people, you're likely not too much worried about, oh, I really like to code in NeoVim, or I really like to work in my JetBrains IDE like Golang or whatever. So yeah, I think this seems a really, really interesting proposition for solo founders, so like indie hackers and whatnot. But yeah, so this is my take on it, and well, I hope you enjoy, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.